Okay, welcome tonight. It is officially Labor Day, the day after Labor Day. So I appreciate you joining in with me. I hope you spent some good quality time with your family this weekend and you are back ready to get your scheduled life in order after the kiddos are started back to school. Get your scheduled life in order to get some business in and get some money made in your pocket. You want to get some money in your pocket? Because I've got some amazing people, amazing ambassadors on this Zoom tonight. I've got Amy Spence. She's been with us 4.5 years. And I have Kristy DeJesus. She's been with us for 6.5 years. Both of these women are retired teachers. So I thought this was perfect time of year to have them come on and kind of pump you up and give you some great business building tips. And I want them to go ahead and start out with their stories. Amy, I'm going to go ahead and put you on the spot first, girlfriend. I'm going to have you come up and I'm going to have you talk about just a little bit of your story, just kind of a 3-minute version of your story, why you got into this business. You were a teacher, and your husband, I don't want to steal your story, but is still a principal. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I want you to go ahead and tell us your story, sweetie.
So I was actually a high school counselor, so close, but I was in education. My husband was a teacher at the time when I joined, but I was, I wasn't looking for this business. I have no experience in direct sales whatsoever. I really felt like, I honestly feel like this was just put in my path and put in my lap several times before I actually joined. But to make kind of a long story short, we were in debt, and we were not in the bad debt, so to say, bad debt, newly married, buying things out of our means or anything like that. Our daughter, Caroline, was born with a very rare genetic disorder called PKU, and it's very expensive. So we live in a state that does not offer any kind of assistance. So I just bought some of her formula today, actually, and for a month's worth of formula, it cost us, about $1,000 for her formula drink she has to drink every day. But then I also have to spend money on foods, and we have extra doctor's appointments. So we spent anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, $2,500 a month. So we were just we're in debt. My husband had 3 degrees. I had a master's degree. So switching careers was not an option. We were both in professions that we loved. And I knew that there had to be something else. Well, I had met a girl named Allie Antonacci, who everyone knows of Allie, but she is to this day one of my very dearest friends. But I met her through a mutual friend, and I met her, y'all, when she joined It Works, okay? She was high about It Works. She was so excited. She was actually kind of annoying, like I know sometimes we are, but her excitement I was very, very, I just was questioning her excitement and why she was just so happy the night that I met her. Well, she did something that night that changed my life. And this is a tip. So if you guys have your notebooks out, make sure you write this down, because this is how I joined. She friended me on Facebook. I know you guys were thinking this was some miraculous thing that she did, but it really was so easy. We were in a big group of people. She made sure before she left that night that I was her friend on Facebook. When someone is asking you to find them on Facebook, even if you don't want to be their friend, you're not going to say no. They're not going to say no, okay? So even though I did not want her to be my friend on Facebook because I knew what she was doing, she wanted to talk to me about It Works, I still was I'm not going to not be your friend. So we became friends, and for 7 months, you guys, she followed up with me. She would send me messages about volleyball, because I was a head volleyball coach at the time. She would send me messages about my family. I watched her. She did her job on social media. She attracted me to her page. She would talk about the opportunity and what it did for her family. She would talk about the products. It was fun. It was exciting. She was consistent. I joined her 7 months later. She went double diamond and got that bonus, and I was using her bonuses that she was earning in my head. How would that help my family? And the kicker for me, guys, is that, when I met her, I was not in a place in my life where I wanted It Works. You fast forward 6.5 months, 7 months later, I had a life-changing moment. I wanted another baby. My husband looked at me and said, no, we could not afford another child with PKU, because we do have a 25% chance of all of our biological children having PKU. So he told me no. So this is what I tell my team. Just because someone's telling you no today, don't give up on them. Don't scratch them off your list until they become a yes, because a life-changing moment could happen for them where they want that change, and they're going to remember what you've told them. They're going to remember how many times you've been consistent with them. Ashley Renau, also Ambassador Diamond, she was the nurse that delivered Caroline. She was the nurse that, did the heel prick test for Caroline. And to be quite honest, we joined on the same day, and I really wanted her to be my enroller. Do you know why I didn't go with her? I had more of a connection with Ashley. She delivered my baby, But the reason I didn't join her is because Allie was consistent with me for 6.5 months. And I felt like I owed it to Allie that if I was going to do this opportunity, I was going to do it with her. So your people that you're talking to, they're going to join this company. But if you want them to join with you, make sure you get out a little notebook and you keep track of them and follow up with them. So I joined and I promoted to Ambassador Diamond in 13 months. And I'll tell you a little bit later how I did that. And I now am starting my 4th year as a stay-at-home, work-from-home mom, which is so crazy because what I went to school for all those years, I worked 3 full years as a high school counselor. And here I am starting my 4th year with It Works. So I've been with It Works longer than I ever have been with any career. So absolutely love it. And that's my story.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's awesome to think that you've been in this as long as you had been in your career, right? That you went to college for and you got your master's for. That's just mind-blowing to me. Well, I always appreciate your positivity. You just have such a spunk and a fire about you, Amy. Every time you speak, it's literally, it's like a magnet just attracting. You have such a light about you that I just love and adore. I love also her tip about making sure that you're friend requesting people on Facebook. I know, like, I had my pin out and ready to write my tip down, and you said, that's it. I connected with you on Facebook. I think that's so incredibly important. We have to make sure that we're following people on social media. We may not have that conversation right there, right at that moment, but you're planting seeds and you're connecting. We are a part of networking. And if we want to continue to keep networking, even if we're not face-to-face, we have to make sure that we are connecting via social media. Okay, I'm going to unmute you, Kristy. Okay, Kristy, can you hear me? Are you on? You're unmuted.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Hey, I put my earphones in. I didn't even know if I could get on this thing because it's maxed out. Hi.
You are on, girl. And I have you right here. I can see your beautiful face. So Kristy is a mama of 5, and she has been in the business for 6 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, 6.5. Mm-hmm.
Okay, 6.5 years. And she's also a retired teacher. So I want you to talk a little bit about your story, about a 3-minute version of your story. We're going to kind of go back and forth after your story. You share that. We're going to kind of go back and forth between you and Amy with some questions. So tell us who you are and tell us why you joined It Works and why you're still here today.
So just on like a quick side note, when I share my story, this is kind of like how I set it up. So maybe you can pull from this. It's always important to talk about like where you came from, what your life was before the business, and what life looked like there. So I was a teacher, and then you want to talk about how you found It Works and what life looks like now, right? And so when I would practice my story, I was so quick to get to the part, sorry, let me go in the other room. I was so quick to get to the part about how It Works has changed my life and what I get to do now. Yay, that I wasn't spending enough time in the struggle in what my life was really like. And that's where most people can connect. I'm going to go in here with you. So as you're setting up your story and sharing your story, think about that. Hold on, let me turn the lights on. Like stay in a struggle a little bit because that's where most people are going to connect with you, if that makes sense. Okay, so if your life has changed from It Works, people can't connect to that. They can connect to the struggle. So I was a teacher. I taught 5th grade. I loved it. I really did. I was talking to a friend today and I said I would never go back and undo that time in the classroom. I loved it. But I would tutor after school and I would sign up for extracurricular clubs that I could make some extra money. I taught classes at the gym. And even with all that, I made about $2,000 a month. So working 50, 60 hours a week, that's really what was available to us school teachers in Florida. So I was a mom though. I was home and I was waiting for my house to be taken. We had gone into foreclosure in our house. We were not able to pay our bills. And my husband was in sales and it was just tough. He was let go on a couple of occasions and it just put us in massive debt. trying to just survive during that time of unemployment. So, when I found It Works and It Works found me, I was waiting for the bank to take my house, and I'd walk to the mailbox every day looking for that little pink envelope. It had a little window with a little pink slip in there from the bank, and I would just flip through as fast as I could in the pile of mail looking, and I would think, oh, okay, not today. And I'd walk back, and so that's where I was. And I found this business through Facebook, through some friends that I hadn't talked to in 10 years. We cheered together in Kansas City with the Chiefs, and I stayed friends with them on Facebook, but we hadn't talked in 10 years. And so you never know who in your past is going to just start seeing stuff and ignore you like I did for weeks. I never liked anything. I never commented, but I saw the pictures, and I checked it out. And, just one day I was like, all right, let me just find out what this is. And within 2 seconds of being on the phone with my enroller, Lexi, she's like, Kristy, you should do this. You should totally do this with me. You could make so much money. We'd have so much fun. So I went from a prospect for the wraps to, well, how does that work? And I was immediately a potential distributor just because she said those words to me. So this business, we've made, I'm working on my 4th million. It's changed everything for us. So I'm so grateful. I'm life, and I want to teach other people how to make money. And we're going to talk about that later tonight.
I love that. And I don't know if you all heard that or not, because it cut out on my end, but she's working on her 4th million right now as a retired 5th grade teacher. And so what I love about Amy's story and Kristy's story, that they're different, but they're very similar in the sense of how they were prospect. I hate that word, but how people ran after them and pursued them. This business isn't about asking somebody one time and then just anticipating that they're going to join you or giving up and not following up again. Allie was Amy's sponsor and asked her for almost 7 straight months to join her. And because of her commitment to pursuing Amy into this business, Amy said yes to joining with Allie. So, it's really important that there is fortune in the follow-up, that we are following up with people and we are diligent about following up and not letting things slip through the cracks. The reason that Kristy's in the business isn't because she liked and commented on everything that her sponsor put up. Actually, she watched from very, 10,000 foot view of what was going on and finally came in after watching for a while. So if you're posting on social media, first and foremost, let me just say posting is not necessarily asking. So let's just get real about that, because we're going to talk about how to make money with this business. And if you're posting on social media, that's just one way to be able to work this business, but it's not a way to just work this business. We have to make sure that we are actually asking people to join our business, actually asking people to use products, and knowing that posting isn't necessarily doing that. So people can watch you from afar, not like or comment on anything, and then all of a sudden be ready to order from you. Okay, so Amy, I'm going to take it back to you for a second, and I'm going to ask you just, what you came into this business, did you grow with your warm market right away?
I did. I would say my warm market probably got me to triple diamond. And I got to ambassador by really stepping out of my comfort zone and doing events. And I want to talk for a minute about some events, because we are coming up in the perfect event time. Holidays are where it's at, you guys. There's 5Ks, there's the turkey trot, there's health shows, there's holiday shows. Almost every country club in my community has a women's event for the holidays that you could set up a table. Yes, some of these events are expensive, but if you go in with a few team members, then, there you go. You guys set, buy the table, buy the booth, and then do like a time slot for different hours. People come and work it. I just did a bridal show, and I made so many new Facebook friends, and had orders on the spot, following up with people. Plus, you usually get a list of people who, when you do like bridal events and other shows that people have to register for, you get their information. So when it was all said and done, I had about 300 new bridal leads from that show. But you guys, in the beginning, when I was running towards ambassador doing these events, I had a lot of free events. Schools do holiday fairs. Go to contact. I'm a PTA president, so I know all about wanting people to come in and set up tables facials and stuff like that, contact your school's PTA, contact, colleges, see what they're doing, country clubs, dental offices, tell your dentist you want to come in and do a office party for his dental hygienist one day, and you're going to do like a tasting party, bring all of our new keto stuff, bring facials, make it like a spa theme. I did that one year, and the dentist gave everybody $50 towards products, and then they all, almost all of them in the office joined as loyal customers. The thing is, you just have to ask, and you have to get out of your comfort zone. Like Lori said, earlier, we are a network marketing business. So if you're not adding to your network every single day, on social media and outside of social media. So when you ask me what that means outside of social media, it means having conversations with people, slowing down just a little bit when you're at Target and you're in the line checking out, or noticing someone's, talking to the cashier at Target, handing out your business cards or your Blitz cards. But, just really, really at your kid's baseball game, put your phone down and really get to know those other moms. At school functions, really get to know the moms in your kids' classrooms. That's what it means. I think we all live in such a busy world that we forget how many people daily we come in contact with. And I'm so guilty of it. So guilty of it. I went and got a massage today, and I was sitting in the relaxation room, and I had 3 people right there, and we were all talking. And I walked out of the room, and I was like, I never once told them what I did. We're at a spa. Why didn't I do that? So there's missed opportunities every day. You just have to look for them. And the one thing that I know that I did and that I do constantly, why I always enroll people each month, is the daily disciplines, even in my low times in my season or in this business, because you're going to go through waves where you're enrolling a lot of people and maybe you're not. I've always been consistent on my steps of success. And the reason is because there's not a day that goes by, you guys, that I'm not posting, which we all know posting is not working. There's not a day that goes by that I don't add to my network. And when we say that, it looks different for different people. For me, that's me getting on Facebook, me adding people that, friends of friends. I'm in groups, or I just will go to Eric Church. I'm a huge fan of Eric Church, and I'll go and see who likes his fan page, and I'll friend them. I will make 10 new Facebook friends a day. Instagram, I'm following, 100, 150, 200 people a day. And that's every day. So it's those daily disciplines that sometimes we don't want to do. And they're not sexy. They're not cool. They're not fun all the time. But it's being disciplined to do that. Because when someone tells me on my team, I don't have any leads, I don't have anyone to follow up with, I'm like, well, you're not growing your network every day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so good. I love that you say that, because I hear that all the time. And what a wonderful world that we live in. It's technology at our fingertips. We literally, network marketing 20 years ago, you'd be going door to door, or you'd be lugging around a yellow pages, white pages, calling people, cold calling people. This is a different day and age. We actually have the world at our fingertips. So if you want to grow your network, all you have to do is be willing to grow your network. But you have to be consistent with it. And I love that Amy said it's the little things that really add up to the big things. So what are your little disciplines each and every day that are going to add up to big successes for you? Because you can't just go straight to the top. You didn't just sign up one day, Amy, and then go triple diamond to ambassador, right?
No, I didn't. Okay, so here's the thing. And I will say, like I said, when I first joined, this is what I did, you guys, for 13 months. And I worked a full-time job. So I went ambassador in March. My last day of work wasn't until July. I wasn't going to quit in the middle of a school year on my students. So when people tell me they're busy, this is the tough love in me, and anybody on my team on here knows I'm tough love. If you're just meeting me for the first time, I love you. I'm not saying this mean, but everyone on here, all 100 people, have time for this if you want it to make time. I was a head volleyball coach, assistant basketball coach, a full-time high school counselor, plus I had a little girl too at the time, and we had to go to the hospital every single week, if not twice a week during that year of her life, for her blood to be drawn. I made it work. Okay. And the reason how I made it work is I got up earlier. I went to bed later. There were some nights that I didn't go to bed till late. And you know what? I'm not saying do that every night. Looking back, the more time you're in here, you kind of learn things, and I'll teach my team different things. You have to take time for yourself. There's no such thing as a wrap emergency. You have to put your phone down and be present with your family. Don't be afraid to take a day off. But when you're present and you're doing your it works, be all in. All you really need, Pam Souter used to tell me, and I did not believe it until really up until a year ago, you really just need 1.5 hours to 2 hours to work this business.
Right.
And it is so true if you are intentional with setting your timer, and really staying on task. But in the beginning, I talked to my family, number one, about my goals. My husband knew that the 2 months from November to January, I had almost 70-something parties, you guys. 70-something parties in 2-month time span. My triple diamond and I were going, we would leave one party on a Sunday to go to 2 more on that same Sunday. But it's because I made them happen. Every single lead from those shows, you guys, I booked a party. Every single lead. If they told me no, that date didn't work, I said, well, here are my other dates that are open. I didn't accept yes. And I have said that on stage so many times, or I didn't accept no. No was not an answer I accepted. I followed up and I was on that person until they told me yes. So I did these things daily. And when I say daily, I mean, I ask people, still this day, I message people and ask, I text people and ask, pick up your phone and just have a conversation with someone. The worst thing they're going to say is no. And Ashley Renau posted something very early on in her business, and we joined the same day. But it was a quote that just has stuck with me. And I have to remind myself to this day, other people aren't going to pay your bills. They don't know your why. No one cared, you guys, not even my close family. When I say they cared, they obviously cared that Caroline was born with a genetic condition, but they didn't care how we were going to make that work. That fell on Steve and I's shoulders as her parents. They did not care that we were in debt. It was up for Steve and I to either A, accept the position that we're in and for the rest of our lives, or to do something about it. And all of us tonight have the same opportunity that Lori had, that Kristy had, that I have. You all have it. It's just what you're going to do with it and how you're going to get there. So daily disciplines, always be in contact with your team, adding to your network every day, spending at least an hour and a half a day on your business, unless you take that one day off, which I'm all about. I mean, take that one day off. Making sure you talk with your family and your kids. You guys, my kid to this day still sometimes gets on to me about, doing Zooms and stuff. And I flat out look at her and I say, do you like it that I can pick you up from school every day and take you to school? Because if you do, then you need to understand that mommy has to have this time for a Zoom. And I've been telling her that, you guys, since she was 2.5, 3 years old. So it's never too young to talk to your family about where you're going in this business. And I don't care if you just joined today or if you joined in 3 years or 3 years ago. If you have goals that you want to happen this fall, sit down with your family tomorrow night and tell them what you're going to do and how you're going to get there, and make sure you guys are all on the same page.
Oh, I love that. I think you can't dream enough as a family because, as my kids grow, I've been in the business for 7 years. My youngest was a baby and now she's 8 years old. And so I look at this, my oldest is now 14. Life looks a lot differently than it did just 7 years ago. We went from diapers to puberty. Okay. It's crazy. Right. And I look at that and I think life has changed, and my kids are, they see me working and they see me hustling. They see me sometimes frustrated, and I always try to give them an insight of what this business is like. And like tonight, I have this Zoom set for 8:15 because bedtime, tuck-in time's 8 o'clock. Now, my older ones don't go to sleep then, but they know that I come and give them a kiss goodnight at that time. And now it's time for mom to work. So I set those schedules intentionally so they can revolve around my family's schedule too. And when you are scheduling your business out, get your calendar out, put some pen, write your pen stuff in that's really important to you, and then your pencil stuff that you can negotiate and change around. But I am telling you, the more you put in pen into this business, the more you accept non-negotiables in your business for you each and every day. Those little small things make such a huge impact each and every day. Okay, Kristy, I'm going to go back to you. Let's talk about how in the world, Amy talked about these expos and getting great leads and expanding your network, and we're in networking and how to expand that on a daily basis. But how do you really make money in this business, Kristy?
Yeah.
I coach people often, right? I coach people often where they say, am I making money or am I losing money? In fact, I got a message today that said, my husband wants to know if I'm making money or spending money. LOL.
Right.
I texted back and I said, listen, this is no laughing matter, but I love your husband, because I would be asking the exact question. Are you in this to make money or spend money? Because if you're in this to make money, I'm going to coach you how. But if you're in this to spend money, you probably should have been a customer. So let's talk about how do you make money, Kristy? There are 100 women and men on the Zoom that are eager to make the next, I don't know, $500. What do you say? Hands up? Yes? You want to make an extra $500 this month? How are you going to do it? Kristy, how are we going to do that?
Okay, it's so funny because if you want to like be in this business to spend money, like you could do that too. One of the ways to do that is just blow money on too much apparel, too expensive expos, or some of those tables are hundreds and thousands. Like, don't do that. Yeah. We're all about free. We're all about super cheap, or going in on it with people like Amy said. So even now, if I'm like, a table's $200, I'm like, oh no, let me think about that one. I just love like dirt cheap. I want to just get out there with the community and talk and be on the other side of that table with a big smile and just bring people over. I love doing events because you just get to meet people that way. And Lori, we were talking today for a second about how the tangible product that we put on people or we get to sample with them is typically how we find our rock stars. Like Lori wrapped the girl that initially signed up, like she put a wrap on her belly, and because of that interaction, that like actual tangible moment is why my enrollers signed up. It's in essence why I'm here. And I'm trying to think of all the women that I wrapped over the years, actually like physically put the wrap on them. Like you might have to physically make the keto coffee for them and have that exchange. But so many of us are just so behind our phones and thinking that's all we can do to grow our business and all we are doing. But I'm telling you, those tangible moments when you're in front of someone actually putting product on them, it is priceless. There's nothing to compare it to. If you can get out and do some of those expos like Amy was talking about, you will have a great time. You will bond with team members. You will feel so excited about your business. But I'm telling you, something's going to come from that.
Yes.
And maybe we can
Can I just say something really quick on that? It's a domino effect. You're not going to feel like doing it. I think we talked about that on the phone today too. I can remember wrapping that gal that was your enroller for you, right? And I can remember wrapping Carrie and thinking, I'm fighting myself. I can remember that time of day. I had all 4 of my kids running around like crazy. I had looked like I hadn't taken a shower for days. She had come over. I'd put a wrap on her. She looked perfect to me. Like, why is she even wrapping? That's kind of how I felt. But I put the wrap on her, and then something in my head said, ask her to join your business. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm literally having this conversation. She's well-to-do. She doesn't need it. Like, she had every excuse not to join this business. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, just ask. So I fought against the grain of feeling like it was embarrassing kind of me, outside of my comfort zone. I pushed outside of my comfort zone. I said, for $40 extra, you could be a distributor. And she said to me, oh, okay, well, that sounds fun. Let's do that. And I was like, really? Okay, sit down. So that's how Kristy came into this business, is because I wrapped somebody that I didn't feel like wrapping, that the world would have thought never needed to wrap, right? And she came to my kitchen, right, and wrapped, because I physically put that on her, had a conversation with her, and asked her to join my business. Had I not done any of that, Kristy, you may not be here in this business, right? You would have never joined, because we would have never known each other.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know. One of my top leaders, Amber, she was a school teacher. She was given a wrap as a gift from one of her mommies in the class, right? I think she was teaching kindergarten. So somebody gave her a wrap as a Christmas gift, but she didn't just put it in a baggie and say Merry Christmas. No, she didn't. She actually met up with her and wrapped her. And because of that, Amber's a presidential diamond. Think about how many times we would be like, oh, here you go. Merry Christmas. Here's your wrap and a little cute mug, maybe some keto coffee. And checked off that we had worked today. You know what I mean? Or thought, well, that was good. I'm proud of myself, right? But Lisa went the extra step. Lisa has MS. She has trouble walking. And here she was. She set a wrap appointment with Amber and put the thing on her, you guys. And because of that, I'm just so in awe of what can happen. And you just never, ever know when that moment is going to happen. So that tangible, touch them, put it on them, hand them the coffee cup, whatever you got to do, just know there are magical moments that could happen and very well will happen because of that. So totally on a side note there, we were talking, I'm like, yeah, I look at my calendar most days and I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to do all this stuff. I just want to sit here. But I just find, like, we're no different, you know? Like, I'm tired. I don't want to, right? Like, I don't want to. Sometimes I'm just in a pissed off mood or I'm just edgy or cranky or whatever. And I don't want to, you know? So maybe life hits you and you feel like that too. You just don't want to make the call. You just don't want to do the follow-up. Like, you're just not in the mood, or your heart's not in the right place, or you're just tired, you know? And you just have to, in those moments, just put one foot in front of the other. Just make the response, just do the follow-up, because I always find out, it's just like working out. Once you are like starting to do it and you're in it, it doesn't feel bad. It actually feels kind of good. And then once it's done, you're so glad you did that. I'm telling you, it gives you energy. It gives you life. It helps to create the emotions that you're missing and wanting. Like, you'll get them as you do the work. I don't know how that happens, but it just does. So like, just do it, because we feel the same way. There are many moments where like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to call her back. You know, like, we feel this.
And it produces results.
We do it.
And when it produces results, it gives you more energy and ignites your passion. So you talked about the power of 5. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Okay, so I was looking at compensation today, and I was working with some ladies, and they're like, help us see the money. And you know what? I haven't done this in a long time, you guys. I really haven't gone over our compensation plan. And there's that part of my brain that was like, do I even know what the compensation plan is, right? Like, how many of you sometimes wonder, like, do I know how to teach how we're paid? Do I know enough? Yes, trust yourself. So I'm going to go over some things. Please take some notes so we can perhaps talk later, or you can ask your enrollers, some people in your upline. But we are paid 15% of our loyal customers. And Lori and Amy, if I get anything wrong, like, please, I am so humble. You can like totally be like, Kristy, no, that is not how it's done, girlfriend. So 15% of our loyal customers we're paid on. We are paid weekly bonuses, remember, on our fast start. So whenever they happen to come in, we're paid that next Friday. So we have unlimited weekly bonuses. We're paid 10% on lines 1 and 2 on our first and second level. We are paid 5% on our third and fourth level. So it's 10, 10, 5, 5, and then 2% through that infinity bonus, like your whole organization, until there's a diamond. So let's say you have a diamond that sits on your 15th level, then it stops right there. Like, you just don't get paid into that diamond family unless you're diamond as well. So that infinity bonus, like, you're paid on everyone in your organization once you reach emerald. Okay. So here's another way that I explain it. We are paid on lines 1 and 2 as a distributor. So right out of the gate, you're going to be paid on your first and second level. When you go executive, you pick up line 3. When you go ruby, you pick up line 4. And when you go emerald, you pick up the rest, all those 2%ers. And honestly, like, the 2%ers like make up my check. Like, it's huge. And I'm going to talk about why with this power of 5, why that's so big, why we love our 2% levels, and how big they can be. Okay. So we also are paid a diamond leadership bonus, Lori, on anybody that we personally enroll that goes diamond. We're paid, it's 9% of that business. And if we've placed that person, and Lori, this was a question that came up today, so see if you or Amy can clarify this. When I go diamond, and let's say, Lori, I have enrolled you and you go diamond, but I've placed you under somebody else. Dang it, I should have kept you on my top line, but I placed you. And you go diamond, I'm diamond. We're going to share that 9% with your sponsor. So I'm going to get 5 because I'm your enroller. I've placed you, let's say I placed you under Amy. So Amy's your sponsor technically. Amy's going to share that 4% with me. Is that correct? As long as Amy's a diamond as well, as long as Amy's a diamond as well?
I believe it goes right back to your sponsor. So, you know, we have obviously the ability to enroll in place. So it goes to the enroller.
Oh, so it doesn't matter where you place them. The enroller still picks up the full 9?
Yep.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know. I thought we shared.
That's a better comp plan, y'all, because no matter where you grow your business, I mean, there are smarter ways to do this. And this is, you know, I don't want to get too technical, but there's different ways that you can grow your business, wide, deep, whatever. I say chart it from chart to chart. Where do you want to go? Let's get that number in and let's go to that chart, okay? And go from chart to chart. But there are different ways to grow this. But the amazing thing about our comp plan is no matter where you place it, can be a real win-win because our compensation at the end of the day also has compression. And compression, if you have people quit, they rise right back up to you anyway. So,
so they
amazing
bump up. Yeah. So, our comp plan is massive. It's, there's a lot to it. So if you want to just kind of stay elementary, this is kind of what I'm going over with tonight. So just know, like, as you sign a rock star and she goes diamond, like there's an extra bonus because of that. And I remember early on, I asked, like, what's the best way to make the most money? And I remember somebody said it's in cabs. When you go diamond, I'll talk about that and touch on that, but cabs and personally enrolled diamonds. And so if you see your check rise one month quite a bit, it's probably because you had some other ladies on your team perhaps hit diamond, or even just one. If they go diamond and you're the enroller, you're going to see a bonus. You're going to see like a nice increase in your check because she went diamond, if that makes sense. So that's just like a little snippet there. But the power of 5 is really, really important. And it's not something that I am loud enough about because I'm just kind of used to the charting and kind of the old school way of growing the business. But I had a dinner with Pam Souter here in Charlotte, and she said to me just a few months ago, she's like, Kristy, you've got to show your team how much money is possible. You're not teaching your team how to make money. And I was like, Pam, what do you mean? Right? But like, what do you mean? Right? And so we went through this power of 5, and it's so exciting. And I want you guys to write this down, please. Write this down, because when you're meeting with the prospect and you can go over this with them, light bulb. They're going to get excited. They're going to be fired up. They are going to be like, what the what? And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what the what? Even as you go over it, like there's an energy that's going to be created. It happened to me just today as I was talking this through with some ladies. And so, yes, this works with our chart, but it's even simpler than maybe what you've ever known as far as our compensation plan. Like this is our comp plan. Y'all ready? So I want you to imagine, again, we're paid 10% on lines 1, 2, 5% on lines 3, 4, and then 2% down. Okay, keep that in mind. So if you just focused on 5 people, if you went and enrolled 5 people, and you taught this concept of 5, and you taught your team to teach this concept of 5, magic would start happening across the board. Your business will never be the same again. And I think this is why Amy, Lori, and I make so much money, is because we were sort of kind of teaching this and doing this. We just didn't know it. And we weren't super organized about how we were doing it. Like if we would have just like got our act together and taught this clear, I don't even know where we would be at this point. It's like, we just didn't know. So, here's how it works. Focus on 5. Teach the power of 5. Write these numbers down with your prospects and get them fired up and excited. Here's how it works. Let's say that you focus on 5 people, and those 5 people run their $80 auto ship. Now, we always want to teach people to get their customers to earn that shopping spree, but I'm going to go really conservative on this chart that I'm showing you and say, let's say they didn't get any customers, but they ran their auto ship. The volume is the glue that holds this together. So the volume can come from customers. The volume can come from that auto ship, but volume is needed for this to work. The reason why so many of you are not making money with all these people in your organization is because nobody's running an auto ship. There's no customers. There's no life. There's no volume. The volume is the glue to make this work. All right, so if they just ran an $80 auto ship, I want to show you what's possible. So on your first level, 5 people times 80 is $400. That's the volume that you'd have. Well, we get 10% of that. That's $40. So, woo, you're off and running. Second level, if we taught the power of 5 and showed our team how big this could be, we would have 25 people now. 25 on our second level. If they just ran an $80 auto ship, you'd have 2,000 in volume. That's $200. So you're now making $240 on your first 2 levels. Remember, you're making 15% of your customers, so we want to make sure that you get them. Mark Jade's coming over here again. On level 3, this is where it goes to 5%, but things start really multiplying now. So, excuse me, toddler. Sorry. Level 3, 5%, you'd have 125 people on this third level. 125 people times an $80 auto ship. That's $10,000 in sales, y'all. And that's $500. So that's $500 on your third level, but you're also making $200 on your second and $40 on your first, and we feel like you've got some customers probably. So like that's pretty cool. Let's just get you to level 3. What if we taught Let's get you to level 3. How much money do you want to make a month? $500? Cool. Let's work on getting you to level 3. Let me show you how that looks and what the power of 5 can turn into. Do you see how you could talk and teach this and people could understand this? Even if not everybody's running auto ship. Couple do, couple don't. There's more volume in some of these pockets because of that, people getting their customers. So this is just like a really conservative baseline. 4th level, y'all writing this down. This is a 5% level. There'd be 625 people in your organization. 625 times 80 is 50,000 in volume, and you'd be paid $2,500 for that 4th level. Let's get you to level 4, because right now you're making over $3,000 a month residual. You could make some choices and decisions here about your full-time job, the one that you hate and always complain about, and daycare is stressing you out. Like level 4, that could change everything. Let's get you to level 4. Let's teach this power of 5. On your 5th level, this is where we hit those 2% levels. You guys are going to organically promote. Do you know this? That volume pushes up. You're organically going to go Ruby. Oh, hello, $1,000 bonus. You're organically going to go Emerald. Hey, $5,000 bonus. All right, so on your 5th level, this is 2%. There's now 3,125 people in your business. Now, of course, some aren't going to get their 5, but what if you're kind of sort of close? Wouldn't this still be freaking amazing, you guys? Times 80 is 250,000 in volume, okay? You'd be making $5,000 a month just on level 5. You're making $2,500 on level 4 also, another $500 on level 3, just 5 levels down, just 5. Let's get you to 5. Now we're 6-figure income earners. Level 6, 2%. You now have 15,625 people in your organization. Times an $80 auto ship, that's $1.25 million in volume. And you'd be making $25,000 a month just on level 6. Just 6 levels down, the power of 5. Not 25, not 15 diamonds, not this, not that, not all this craziness. Just 6 levels down. You sign up Sarah, Sarah signs up Kim, Kim signs up Mary, Mary signs up Linda, right? Like just teach the power of 5 and keep it so simple. I'm going to finish up with level 7 because I'm good to go on level 7. Do you all know that Kim Touchton came into my business? She sits on level 8 for me. And when Kim came into the business, I remember this girl I was like, who's this girl? She was so smart. She was so active on the team pages. Like you could just tell this girl got it. You know, when you just find those few that just like, they just get that concept of what this business could be. Kim sits on level 8 for me, y'all. Like if I would have even known how this works, right? So I'm going to tell you level 7 and then I'm going to stop because you'll see why. So level 7, 2%, 78,000 people, 78,125 would be in your business, times an $80 auto ship. That's $6.25 million in sales, and it's $125,000 a month on level 7, plus the $25,000 on level 6, plus the $5,000 on level 5. Do you see how much money is available in our comp plan? This is not fast starts. This is conservative at an $80 auto ship. This isn't like the volume with all those customers that could also be there. Right? Like it's so elementary and so basic and so huge, and we're not teaching it. We're not teaching it.
Oh my gosh. What if I have goosebumps, and there's such amazingness just in the power of 5 right there, because it's really the power of duplication. We have an amazing comp plan, and let me go back to that. Like there may some of you that have just started and you're like, what is going on right now? I don't understand any of that. Well, let me just tell you, all you gotta have is your steps to success. That's it. Your steps to success will get you there. And so if you go to your comp plan in your e-suite and it's 17 pages long and your mind's blown because you can't figure it all out, you don't have to worry about figuring it out because It Works has already figured it out for you. And if you just build your business to the steps to success of having your auto ship on, like Kristy just talked about, there are many of us that are, I've never not ran my auto ship, because here's the thing, even when I couldn't afford it, I couldn't afford not to run my auto ship because I was treating this business like a business. In my mind, an auto shipment is the absolute 100% law. It is the law. It's the only way that you can get paid in this business. I understand that corporate says you can get paid by being commission qualified through 150 PBB, but y'all, auto ship is the absolute law, because right now, oh, is she sharing something for us?
Yeah, I think she just wrote down what I said. And I'll take a picture too, and I'll make sure I post it on my page.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so yeah, definitely post that. But Kristy's talking about just running auto shipments. She's not even talking about working through step number 2 and step number 3 of the steps to success. That is the icing on the cake, is when you can go and get customers and you can go and you can get distributors. But you cannot build your business to the steps to success if you're not running your auto shipment. You can't skip step number 1. Step number 1 is an ADBV, and you can run your business for free each and every month if you are putting on products that you're putting on people. Let's get to the foundation of this business all over again. Start using our products ourselves, building a testimony, being excited about what they're doing for us, but also putting them on other people, selling our samples now that we can sell every sample that we have as long as we have that ingredient list. That is a hallelujah moment for me, because I taught and trained for 7 years to grow your business for free each and every month by putting your shipment on 2 boxes of wraps and committing to wrapping at least 8 people each and every month. If you do that, you're going to make double your money back and you're going to grow your business. 90% of people see results within that first 45 minutes. You're going to grow your business to the steps to success, getting 4 customers and 3 distributors. But now we have the opportunity to have a whole product line, keto line, our greens, any product that we can sample, we can sell now. So there's no excuse why you should not be running your auto shipment. You should have your auto shipment on products that you're selling other people and using yourself for a personal testimony. So the example that Kristy just gave is phenomenal, because it's just the auto shipment. What if all 100 of us on here tonight were just running an ADBV auto shipment and we taught our teams to do the very same thing? Do you realize that our volume overnight would double and triple and quadruple, and your check would do the very same thing? And that passion is going to ignite from using those products to talking to people and naturally working your business and building your business to the steps to success. That's it.
Can I say something, Lori, real quick? Because I know that I came in later than you two into the company. And you guys, this is really what we came into. And the people on my team can say the same thing. Like, it was never an option for me not to run my auto shipment. And my husband told me not to run it. Like, he was like, we can't afford to do that. But what I did was what Lori said. I just bought 2 boxes of wraps, and that was my goal. Like, I had 30 days, to find 8 people to buy a wrap from me. And now you guys have all these awesome products at your fingertips. But what I will say is that when my team was, having these products at hand by running auto shipment, we were, more customers were being signed up, more distributors were being signed up, teams were exploding because, like Lori said, it's just the excitement of these awesome products. And, I didn't buy the products. I'll tell you guys a secret that I always tell everyone. I went triple diamond before I started using the products. I literally had to sell the products that I put on my auto shipment so my husband wouldn't get mad at me. And I made tons of wrap cash from it, you guys. Tons of wrap cash. So I sell keto samples every single month of coffee. And I know you guys can do the same thing, utilizing your story on Facebook, having a poll every single day. I promise you that people will buy these samples. So when I came in, that's how it was, Lori. People on my team are on this Zoom. They will attest to that. We have always run our auto shipment no matter what.
That's what makes this business work. Corporate pays us because we have skin in the game. We're invested not only in our products, but promoting their products. How can you promote products if you're not personally using them, or at least committing to yourself to have a plan like Amy had? If you financially just can't and you're strapped and you have to sell everything that you are getting in right now, that's what you do. And you start building your testimony along the way. But it is do or die time for many of you. I've talked to some of you. I see your faces. I've talked to you on coaching calls about wanting to make money. If you want to make money, you're going to find the time to make money, and you're going to find a way to make money. You just have to remain coachable, but you have to set yourself up for success. And setting yourself up for success is what Kristy just talked about with the Power of 5. You have to be running that auto shipment and being a responsible business owner. I wanted to come back and just say this again. Don't be overwhelmed by a comp plan. This business will pay you all the ways that you are eligible without knowing how you're paid. I can't tell you how many paychecks in the beginning. I had no idea I was getting money, but I was getting money, and it was raining like crazy because I was getting customers and distributors, and I was helping those distributors get their customers, and I was getting unlimited weekly bonuses each and every month. I was giving myself a pay raise I had a commitment of 5 people that I was committed to each and every month to put in my business. That power of 5, Kristy. 5 brand new people each and every month because I wanted to give myself 5 weekly bonuses. That gave me a $500 pay raise each and every month to be able to do what I wanted with it. And what's funny about that, because when at the beginning of this business, Quentin he's the same way, Amy, like your hubby's like, don't you dare spend a dime. Like, I want to see you making money, right? So I looked at him. There were many a times I'd grab him by the shoulders because he'd be mad at me on my phone or building this business. Are you really making money? And I'd grab him by the shoulders. I would say, I'm going to give us a $500 pay raise this month. Trust me. And every time that I would give him a goal, I would accomplish it. I would go crush it. I wouldn't give him a goal and then sit idly by wishing that it would happen. No, I went out there and I worked my butt off and I made it happen. I went and found people to rap when I didn't think there was another person to rap. I went and found somebody to talk to about the business, even though in the back of my mind, I'm calling myself crazy because I got 4 kids hanging off me. I look like a hot mess. You just got to stop thinking what Amy just talked about with Ashley Renaud, that quote that she put up. These people don't pay your bills. Find out why you're doing what you're doing and go all in. You'll never regret giving 110% of yourself into this business. Trust me, I promise you. Kristy and Amy would say the very same thing. I know Ashley Renaud would say the absolute same thing. It is a very short amount of time, like Kim Touchin talked about last week, very short amount of time that you're going to have to go all in to get some of these results. And then you can start kind of balancing life a little bit better. But Amy said it perfectly when she said it's all about being present where you are. If it's time for your kids, it's time for your kids. If it's time for your husband, it's time for your husband. Put your dang phone down, okay? You have to protect that time and you have to set yourself up for success to be able to see the success that you truly desire in this business. Amy, I'm going to bring it back to you and we're going to close this out. I want you to talk about the whirlwind of this business and the craziness and amazingness of the checks and what it can do for your family and how it changes everything. And I know Kristy talked about that a little bit too, just with the power of 5. And Kristy, maybe I want you to touch on this too, but talk about the unity, the desire for unity. I know sometimes we go through this business and the very beginning, it's fun. We have that friendships, fun, and freedom kind of logo that we have that we toss around, and it's kind of corny, but it's true. And then we get to a place where we think we've seen success, and we're just kind of like, oh, well, I'll do this on my own. I don't really need my upline anymore. And you know what? I'll just go ahead and start my own page or start my own group chat. I got this. I got everything that I need to know, and I can support them, and I don't need anybody's help anymore. Can you talk about what a dangerous place that really is?
Yeah, because I've been on both sides, and that's just me being very vulnerable and transparent. When you've been with anything for a long amount of time, you guys, that you're committed to, because I always looked at this job or this as a commitment, just like I look at my marriage, just like I looked at my school counseling job, just like my job as a mom. You're going to have your good days. You're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your good seasons. I'm coming up on 9 years of marriage, and I can look back on one really, really tough year we had, you guys. So you're going to have those things with anything in life. Anything that's worthwhile in life you're going to struggle. So just know, if you're planning on sticking around, you're going to have your months where you're like, or my upline made me mad, or I don't want to, like Lori said. But here's the deal. We truly are better together. And when I say that, find sideline friends, find friends in your downline, find friends in your upline, whatever. Find those people. And the way you can find them is, look at the team page. Look at who posts in there. Look if somebody posts something that you see that you maybe can connect with and get to know them. Or, the best place where I found all of my sideline friends, honestly, is events. Events are amazing. It works. Events will fill your cup, boot camps, conference, whatever, one team, one missions. Get to these places so you can meet people. We truly are like-minded people. All of us on this Zoom tonight joined this, industry, this company, and we are like-minded in the fact that we want to take charge of our lives and be the change, that we want for ourselves. But don't get in that place, or when you are in that place, really find that trustworthy person you can reach out to and talk to them about it, or hop on a Zoom. I know on my team page, we always are posting events at night and during the week. And, I have a 6 a.m. power hour every morning. If you're up and we're on from 6 a.m. to 7:30, hop on. Even for 20 minutes, it will fill your cup up. The other thing is take time for yourself too. You can't, the more you see your organization grow, or the more maybe, you feel like you just don't have anything else to give, you're probably not filling yourself up. Self-development is huge. There's so many books that, your uplines or I can recommend and put on the page, the team pages. But really podcasts, the one that I keep referencing, Girl Wash Your Face, is like absolutely amazing. Rachel, I think any girl, no matter, I told my mom the other day to read it. Like, it is such a good book, and I think every woman needs to read it. That's really, really good. But also keep in mind why you joined. And if you really are not having fun, then that's a problem within. I used to think, I went through a time when I wasn't maybe having fun doing this anymore. And I was pointing my finger at so many different reasons why I was not having fun. But in reality, you guys, it was me, because I wasn't doing the things that I enjoy in this business. And the things that I enjoy in this business is really connecting with people and helping them achieve their goals. Because in the end, we're all winning if that's the case. Anyone you bring in, if you're going to help them win, you're going to win. But the last thing that I wanted to say, and it kind of goes with this, but kind of not, I want you guys to remember, and I take notes. I'm a note taker. Maybe it's the educator coming out of me, but over the last 4 years, I've taken really good notes. And this came across several times. I don't know who said it, but successful people don't sell in this business. We don't sell, you guys. We're problem solvers. So go be problem solvers for the people that you're talking to. If you are looking at it every day, like, I need to sell more ThermoFit, or I need to sell wraps, or I need to sell coffee, you're doing this all wrong. We are problem solvers. I think a lot of you guys think that since that, all of us ambassadors on here have it made because we're making all this money and people are just going to flock to us. No, the average person doesn't believe that I have made $50,000 in 1 month before. They want to join me because I can help them make an extra $200 to $300 a month. That extra $30 that when you sold a wrap and go get your nails done or go fill up a car with gas. The average family needs an extra $500 a month. That's all they need. So go be a problem solver when you're talking to these people. Don't give them this, sometimes the comp plan I don't even share with people because I'm like, I will show you how. Let's sit down and I will show you how you can make $500 a month if that's the number you want to make. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing I want to say for my notes is the basic thing in this business is to remember that we get paid to bring in new loyal customers and new distributors. So you need to self-evaluate how many loyal customers you brought in last month, how many distributors you brought in last month. If you are not at least bringing in 4 and 3, then that's the reason you're probably not making any money. And if you're not teaching your team to do that, that's the reason you're not making any money. And Quentin Conway, when I joined, I was a loyal customer signing machine, and I started following Lori, and I went to their YouTube channel, and he made a video, and I've got to find it because I still send it out to people. But if you are signing up more loyal customers than you are distributors, do y'all know why? So, this is so mind-blowing. Get out your pen and pencil again. Because you're not asking people to join you in the opportunity. The same thing if you, like Ashley Renau, was a distributor signing machine and she couldn't sign up a loyal customer to really save her life in the beginning. And I was the exact opposite, but Ashley was leading with the opportunity and didn't even think about saying, oh, I need to talk about the products too. So find the balance. And that means every day asking for people to try the products and every day asking people to join you for the opportunity. So I'll try to find that video of Quentin, but that changed my game. I started enrolling tons of distributors after I watched that video.
It's so simple, right? But so true. It's so obvious when you think about it, but it's so true. I think so many of us are afraid to ask because we're afraid of the no. But don't be afraid of the no because you're going to get no's. You're going to get no's, but you're going to get a lot of fence riders too. So you got to be prepared to start trying to push people off that fence, asking them specific questions to get a specific response is so incredibly important. I love, Amy, that you said the $50,000 is your biggest check in a month. That's probably more than you made in education, right? As a counselor in a year.
Yeah, way more.
Yeah,
way more.
You guys.
In fact, this is the funniest story, you guys. I told Mark Pentecost, I'm going to be the only ambassador that keeps her full-time job because I loved my full-time job so much. And y'all, I keep it in my desk drawer. because I never want to forget where I came from. But my first month as an Ambassador Diamond, commissions posted, and I was working. And it was the same day that morning, my principal, the exact same day, my principal came in to give me my contract for the next year. And I signed it before I even knew commissions were posting, because I was like, I love my job. I'm going back. And I got the text that commissions posted. I ran in my counseling office. I closed the door and I was like, I got to look. So I pulled it up on my phone. And for the year that I was going to go back to teach, I was going to make $35,905. So $35,905 for that school year. That was with a master's degree. And that was year 4, $35,000. My Ambassador Diamond check was $35,909.54. I called my husband in his classroom and I said, I'm not going back. And he was like, can we please talk about this tonight? And I'm like, no, I'm going to tell him. But anyways, you guys, I never forgot where I came from, but that's like, I mean, at that point it was like no brainer.
You know, I love that story because we're all chuckling and we're all excited inside. But this reality is, this is the truth. This is the truth. And it's not just Amy. I know Kristy has those same stories too. And
well, I wanted to share something. I was like, over as hold on, let me see if I can turn this off.
As Amy was sharing that story, you guys, I was like scrolling over, and it was so sweet because like everyone had a smile on their face as she was sharing that. It was like we were feeling that with you. You know, and that's why stories are so powerful. And I think if you can start sharing stories more and sharing results more, you're going to have more people excited about the business and the products. A stale box doesn't get people excited. You know, these pretty little pictures with flowers around the pretty product box, it's not exciting. Yeah. People aren't moved by that. They're moved by stories like what Amy just said. I scrolled and all of y'all were like beaming, right? Like I'm beaming. I'm like, that's a great story. That's a good story. But we all felt it with you. It was so sweet to go through and see everybody's face. Like we were in that, we were moment by moment, word by word for you. So I love that. You know, I wanted to share too that for someone on your team that's really good at signing customers, of course, talk to them about sharing the opportunity. But did you guys know that we have a car bonus of $600? Like I never talk about this ever. But if someone's really great at signing customers or getting them left and right, tell them there's a car bonus. It's $600 a month. You're getting paid 15% of your customers. I want to talk about money tonight, so I wanted to mention this. There's different ways to build this business. And so it's 60 customers, which may seem like a lot, but if you have a party and you sign 10 right there at the party, like you're on your way, sister. So I had a girl on my team that knocked it out in a month. She was so good on Instagram. And then she signed up her husband and she put 60 customers under him and got the car bonus for him too. And so you're making, you know, a good amount of money, $1,500, $1,700, something of that nature with your commission and your car bonus. Maybe that's right for them. What if we just give them that option and just let them know that's on the table for you too? You know, like there's different ways that we can grow this business. So I just wanted to mention that because it's something that we don't talk about too much, but it's okay for someone that is interested in that. Maybe the pressure's too much to grow a team. Maybe they just want to love on their customers and that's just not what they want to do. Let's not make that decision for them. Maybe they choose to build the business in year 2 and focus on all those loyal customers in their first 6 months or a year in the business. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an option. They touched on that on the comp plan Zoom today for some of the leaders, so I wanted to mention that. But you know, once we get like a little experience under our belt, we want to pull away from the upline and do our own thing with our team. And I just want to tell you guys, you know, as you promote to diamond and double and triple and on, don't take your team away from leaders that are making 6 figures, from people that are seasoned in the business. You know, we've been here for years and years and years, and this is like our heart and soul. Don't take your team away from those women and those leaders, because there's going to be someone on your team that's going to connect better. And Amy, you were telling a story today. You'll have to share that in a second on your team. But don't cut your people off from the people that are really here to help you. We're not here to harm you. We're not here to take your team. Right. We are here only to grow your business. Don't cut your team off from us. You know, like we're like these little mother hens too. Like we want our team to stay intact and together. Yes, you're going to have your own team page, of course. You know, I remember early on Kim did that. We want that, but like like stay close, because sometimes you don't realize that you're on an island until something shifts in your business, and maybe like your best friend that was rock solid with you goes somewhere else or has a life change and stops the business. And then it's like, you just feel like you're all alone, but you did it to yourself, so don't cut your team off. Stay connected with those people that love this business like we do, and let us help you, number one, keep your cup full and help you with your team. I'm a self-development snob. I literally look at self-development like coffee in the morning. I'm like, I will not deal with you until I've had my self-development and I center myself, but I really do this. I mean, I go out on the porch and I read until I feel like I am the woman and the leader that I need to be for my team, and then I go to work. I'm selfish with that time. I need it like air. It is my oxygen, self-development, because I feel different, and then I can work my business from a different place and a different mindset and my different heart. So I definitely wanted to encourage you. And that's kind of like all my final thoughts there, Miss Lori.
Thank you, Kristy. Amy, thank you so very much. Kristy, thank you again. I just want to say to each and every one of you, you have an opportunity just like we've had an opportunity, just like we currently have the opportunity again. I am all about not just changing lives, but helping you change your life too. And so if you're on the Zoom and you're thinking, well, how in the world do I get reconnected? I want you to reach out to me. I want you to reach out to Kristy. I want you to reach out to Amy. I want you to reach out to someone and say to them, I need community. Because maybe that's the only piece that's missing to your jigsaw puzzle. Maybe you're doing everything, but you're missing out on the community piece to really push you and propel you forward. I want to encourage you that you're watching this tonight for a reason. It's not just happenstance. It's not just coincidence, but you are here for a purpose. There is purpose for you in this business. I want you to own that for yourself. I want you to set specific goals for yourself, but I also want you to be realistic and get to work, because this business is not going to be handed to you. Your upline can't do it for you. You're going to have to pull your big panties on, make sure you're running your auto ship, using your products, talking to people, and sharing these products with people in this business opportunity with people to grow that business. So again, thank you so much, Amy and Kristy. I love y'all. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm going to stop the recording now. I'm going to go ahead and leave the chat up, so that way if you want to read through that, you're more than welcome to.